All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 150 already, and today I'm going to show you why 90% of traders lose money and how to avoid it. So we will talk, that is actually an old one. Well, you get the idea. We'll actually talk about the top trading mistakes and how to avoid them so that you can be part of the 10% that are actually making money. Anyhow, let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, fantastic. Well, you might have heard this. 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days of trading. It is this rule, the 90-90-90 rule. I don't even know if this is true, but it seems that a lot of traders are losing money. So this is why today we're going to talk about what causes most traders to lose money, and I will give you practical tips on how to avoid it so that you can be part of the few that actually make money with trading. Now, as you know, usually I have my handy dandy notebook, but today I decided to start with a blank piece of paper and a pen, because there are three things that you actually need to really become a successful trader. And if you're only missing one of these things, you already have a big problem. So let's get started with the first circle. And in the first circle here, the most important thing that a trader needs is a trading strategy. Now, there are traders out there who are trading without a strategy. And I'm going to switch over here to my notes, and I will embed this somehow magically in my notes. But you see, reasons why traders fail. And the number one reason that I see is that they don't have a trading strategy. So let's just write it down here. No trading strategy. Now, what does a trading strategy tell you? A trading strategy tells you what to trade. There we go. It also tells you when to enter, and it tells you when to exit. So as you can see, a trading strategy doesn't have to be super complicated, but you need to know what to trade. And here is what I see many traders doing. Since they don't have a trading strategy, they are going for the flavor of the day. And the flavor of the day might be something that Mad Jim Cramer is saying, or it might be something that Cathie Wood, the famous or infamous hedge fund manager of ARK Investments, is saying, or maybe something that they read in the news. And you see, this is the worst thing. I've been talking a lot to traders, or actually not really, I don't want to call them traders, but people who are getting started in the market. And I say, well, what are you trading right now? And here is, what do you think are the three most popular stocks that are being traded? Well, the three most popular stocks are, number one, Tesla. Everybody seems to buy Tesla. Number two, it is Apple. And then number three, it's usually either Amazon or Netflix. And recently, as you know, with the GME hype, the GameStop hype, a lot of came up there. But you see, if you're not trading with a strategy, this is where I'm getting back here to my notepad. This is without a strategy, you are not a trader, you are a gambler. Now, I promise you, on this channel here, I give you practical tips and I give you trading strategies. So we will talk about trading strategies in just a moment, and I'll show you what exactly I am doing. But let's talk about the second important piece that you need as a trader. And this is where I think a lot of traders fail. And I want to go back here to my handy dandy drawing board, and I want to see if I can draw a second circle that is similar to this, or maybe there's somehow a way that I can duplicate it. Probably not. So let's see if I can draw a second circle. Ooh, it looks like a circle. Look at this. Okay, So the second important thing is that you need to have the right tools. And I can't stress this enough because here's the deal. If you want to compete in what they call the game of games, if you want to really make it as a trader, you need to have professional tools. Think about it this way. If you only have a strategy without a tool, it's like trying to win NASCAR riding on a llama, right? I mean, it doesn't work this way. So it is super important that you have the right tools. Now let's talk about this for a moment. So no trading strategy, not the right tools. And this is where I always say let's see if I can make this even prettier here. There we go. You can't win a car race on a llama. Or on a donkey. You get the idea, right? So if you want to compete in NASCAR, which is super popular here in the United States, if you're from anywhere else in the world, you know that Formula One is actually the greatest car racing sport in the world. Anyhow, you get the idea. You can't, if you want to compete in NASCAR or Formula One, you need a race car. You can't win it in I don't know, your everyday car. I mean, I don't know what you're driving. Maybe you're driving a super fast car, but you see, my car, one of my cars that I have is a Tesla, and even in a Tesla, I would have no chance when I'm trying to compete in a professional car race, right? No matter how good my driving skills are. So this is why it is super important that you have also the right tools. Now let's go back to this and let's talk about the third and most important, well, I keep saying most important, but let's talk about the third important piece of professional traders. And this is the mindset. So you see, you can have the best strategy, you can have the best tools, but if you don't have the right mindset, you will lose money. You see, in fact, and I see it all over. Sometimes people think all I need is the right tool. All I need is a tool and I will be a successful trader. Or they think all I need is a trading strategy and I will be a successful trader. And that's not the case. So this is where I want to write it down here. Reason why traders fail is not having the right mindset. And here is what some traders often think or do, right? So first of all, they let emotions get the best of them. And the two main emotions that we have as traders are greed, not freed. There we go. Greed and fear. I mean, obviously, we are greedy. We want to make money. This is why we get into this game of trading in the first place. I mean, at least that's why I got in there. But then there's also the fear of losing money. And you got to be able to control these losses, these emotions. We'll talk about losses in a moment. But one of the challenges is because of greed, often traders, they trade too often, meaning that they are over trading. Has this ever happened to you, that you have been over trading? It happened to me in the beginning of my trading career. I mean, I remember when I was still a young trader and I was new to the whole trading game, somebody told me, if you want to make it as a trader, you have to take at least 100 trades a day. 100 trades a day. And you see, this person was probably a real broker, because I tried and it is impossible. I traded on a 1 minute chart to make 100 trades a day. And it didn't work this way. But you see, this is where often traders are losing money, because they trade over and over and over again. Then there is revenge trading. Revenge trading is something that I did in the beginning, because I thought, oh my gosh, when there's a loss, now it is time for me to make back the money that I lost. Now it is time for me to it's time for the market to give me money. See, the market doesn't owe you anything. And you have to have the mindset that sometimes the market gives, and it gives freely, and say, oh, you take it seriously, you have the right strategy, you have professional tools, and you have the right mindset, I'll be happy to give you money. And sometimes you will see, sometimes there's days when the market is taking it back, especially when you're on a winning streak. So this is where revenge trading is something that you need to avoid at all cost, right? So the market gives, the market takes. The good news is, in the long run, usually the market likes to give, at least to those who are serious. So, but it is very important that you understand that losses are part of our business as traders. And you see, it is very sometimes really easy to become overconfident. And what does it mean to become overconfident? Overconfident means I got this. Has this ever happened to you that you said, oh, I got this. Nothing can happen to me. I have figured it out. Whenever you think that you have figured it out, the market is throwing you a curveball. The market is showing you, no, you cannot figure me out at all, ever, right? There will be always surprises. There will always be situations that you have never encountered. Some call them black swan events. I did a video on this, on black swan events. I'll link to it in the description if you want to take a look at this. Anyhow, so being too greedy is getting punished in the market. And this is where you need to avoid at all costs. And the other thing that is super important before I show you how to fix all this, so I got this. And often what I see is that many traders who are new to trading focus on the wrong things. And what do I mean by this? Right? I mean, often most young traders or new traders focus on the entry. They say, if I just can time the entry, if I just get it right, when to enter, this is when I figured it out. Well, newsflash, money is made and lost when you exit a trade. So timing the exits is almost more important than timing the entries. Sometimes traders focus on just the strategy. I need the strategy, and I need a strategy with a high winning percentage. See, that is another mistake. You don't need a high winning percentage. In fact, you can make money with trading even if you're wrong half of the time. So that is absolutely possible. Anyhow, so let's just get back here to this, and let's actually jump here over to let's see my handy dandy notepad with my drawings here, my beautiful drawings, right? And the magic happens actually when all three things are coming together. So this here, right now, in the middle, this is where the magic happens. So how can you do this? How can you do this? This is where I want to share a little bit with you what I am doing. Well, first of all, let's talk about trading strategies. And here is the most amazing thing that that I find with trading strategies. And there we go. First of all, what you need to understand is that there is no best trading strategy. And this is where I'm always so curious and amused, actually, when people are arguing with me. And when they say, oh, your trading strategy, what will you do if this and this happens? And what do you do if this and this happens? Well, you see, this is where I'm not saying that you should trade my trading strategies. I'm showing you here on this channel what I personally do, how I'm making money, how I'm making enough money to trade for income, to trade for a living. And I hope that you're enjoying this, but keep this in mind, there's no best trading strategy. First of all, either a trading strategy is making money or it doesn't, right? So if it makes money, I would never ever criticize anybody who is making money with trading. I mean, who am I to say you're doing it wrong? You need to do it differently. And this is where sometimes people are asking me, well, why do you do it this way? And why don't you do it the other way? And I'll be happy to explain you why I do certain things. But you see, it's always interesting to see that some people feel that I need to become a better trader. And I appreciate this. I appreciate your concern with me, for me, but I'm actually doing pretty good. Now, the other important thing here is that a trading strategy must fit you. And what does this mean? It must fit you in terms of capital requirements. So there are some trading strategies that you can start with as little as $5,000. There are other trading strategies that require more money. So you need to make sure, do you have enough money for this particular trading strategy? The other thing might be time requirements. So some trading strategies require you to sit in front of the computer all day long. Now, this is not me. I personally like to watch the markets shortly after they open. So I like to watch them from 9:30 Eastern time when they open until around 10 o'clock. So for 30 minutes, and I often watch the pre-market a little bit for 10 or 15 minutes. So personally, my own trading is usually just 45 minutes in the morning. Now, fortunately, I don't have a job. I have nothing else to do but watching the markets. This is why I do it. However, some of the trading strategies that I trade, they actually don't require you to watch the markets at all. So it's the time requirements, it's capital requirements, and then also super important, possible drawdowns, okay? Because you need to understand, without risk, there's no return. See, if you don't want to take any risks at all, if you want to make sure that you never ever lose any money, then you should put your money into a savings account. In a savings account, your money will be safe, right? But it also earns only, what, 1/4% right now? So if you want to make more money with trading, then you have to risk some money. So there's a fine line regards the risk and reward ratio, okay? So you need to be aware of the risk, and the more risks you're willing to take, the higher the rewards will be. But keep this in mind when you're looking at a trading strategy. And I think this is important to realize that there are a few things where it might make sense for you to trade the strategy, or it might not make sense for you to trade the strategy. So let me give you a few very specific examples from my own trading. There we go. Okay. So there's two trading strategies that I like to trade. And the first strategy is the PowerX strategy. Now, the PowerX strategy, there's a few criteria here according to best strategy, whether it makes sense or not. So first of all, the PowerX strategy is great for a trending market. And it doesn't really matter if the market is trending up or down, as long as it trends. It does not perform well in a sideways or in a choppy market. And this is what we are having right now. So we have a rather choppy market here. And this is why right now I am not trading the PowerX strategy as much as I used to last year when we did have trending markets. Now, the beautiful thing about the PowerX strategy that I like to use, and I'll link to videos in the description where you can learn more about the strategy. I just want you to understand a little bit the overarching concept here. The PowerX strategy, you can start with, let's say, the minimum requirements is around $5,000. So if you have $5,000 to $10,000, that's actually perfect to get started with the strategy. If you have less than this, I don't think that this strategy is for you. And honestly, I don't know. I don't have a trading strategy that you could trade with less than $5,000. And this is where I say, I'm not claiming that I have the best trading strategies. I have trading strategies that I personally have traded for many, many, many years that have stood the test of time and that are proven to make money, at least for me. But this is where we also go back to, a strategy is just one piece out of the three. You do need all three, because even with just a strategy, and you see this where it's super easy these days to pick up a strategy. I mean, you can, there we go. You can go to Amazon, pick up a book like this, where this describes the PowerX strategy, or you can go to my website. I'll be happy to ship you the book for $4.95. There's a link to it in the description. But you see, a trading strategy alone is not what you need. But let's come back to this here, and let's talk about this. Now, the PowerX strategy is perfect for growing a small account. And here is why. With the PowerX strategy, you can apply money management, and money management is the turbo boost in your account. Money management can help you to take your trading to the next level. So in terms of time requirements, when we talk about this, it takes around 15 minutes per day. And you can do this absolutely while the markets are closed. So if you have a demanding daytime job that doesn't allow you to step away and look at the markets, then actually the PowerX strategy is perfect for you. Again, having some limitations that it doesn't work all the time. So you need to know when to use what strategy. Now let's take a look at the other trading strategy that I like to trade, which is the wheel strategy. So the wheel strategy, let me just go back. Oops, there we go. To the PowerX strategy. This is where you can trade stocks or options. It doesn't really matter. So this is a strategy for both. So let's talk about the wheel strategy. The wheel strategy is perfect for a market that is slightly a market that is going up. That's good. A market that is going sideways. That is good. Even when it is choppy, that is okay. A market that is slightly going down, that is good here, but it is not good. Okay, so not good for a bear market. And a bear market means where the market is going down. So you need to know when to apply what strategy. And you see, this is where, in the same way as you have multiple tools at home, I mean, you know what they say, you can't fix everything with a hammer, right? So you need to know what can you fix with a hammer and what can you fix with, I don't know, a screwdriver. When do you need a screwdriver or when do you need a drill? So same here, you need to have multiple trading strategies. Okay. So here, when you're trading the wheel strategy, it is an options trading strategy only. And here specifically, you're selling premium. So this is where you could have a large drawdown. That is possible if you're stuck in a position as I am right now. I can show you, I am stuck actually in two positions. So let me show you the two positions that I'm stuck in. One of them is Apple. I bought it at 133, and as you can see right now, it is trading at 120. So I'm losing $13 per share that I own, and I own 800 shares. So the question is, are we in a bear market? No, we are not in a bear market right now, not at all. We are somewhat in correction territory, and we can talk about this. Correction territory is defined of a market that is going from the top to or from the recent high to the current prices if it is down more than 10%. That is how a correction is defined. But you see, this is the NASDAQ here, and as you can see, we're clearly in a choppy market. This is just a choppy market. Since the beginning of the year started right here. This is where the year started. And you see, we have been grinding higher, coming back, going up, going sideways. In fact, right now, year to date, you see it here in the lower right, the NASDAQ is down 0.37%. So pretty much hasn't moved since the beginning of the year. So we're not in a bear market. It's a great question though. Good, so let's go back to this. Yeah, so you could have a large drawdown while you're stuck in a position. Oh, let me show you the other position that I'm in. Yeah, so that's what we were talking about. Thanks for reminding me. So the other position that I'm in is Ride. And Ride is not doing well at all. So I'm flying a rescue mission here right now. As you can see, Ride, I bought it at 21.50. And right now it is trading at half of what I bought it for. So obviously, that's not good at all, right? So it's really super interesting. Today, Ride is going a little bit further down because Hindenburg Research has actually published a little bit more. They have published a report on Lordstown, on Ride here on this day. See, right here, where we had this massively going down. One day we were trading at $18. The next day we were trading at $14. So a massive drawdown. And then it's been going sideways. And today they published another report where they say, well, last year in 2020, while filming a commercial, let me just show you what they published. So we received behind the scenes photos from a shoot ahead of the July 2020 commercial for the Ride Endurance. At this time, the company was 3 months from going public and claimed it would be delivering trucks to fleets in early 2021. And you see that it is actually here on a tow truck. Well, we have seen this over and over from Tesla. So right now, I'm a little bit surprised that Hindenburg still tries to push right further down, because honestly, if you look at this, it seems that they were probably short right. I mean, they have a short position. So I assume that they might have established the short position somewhere in the 20s, right? And now it has plummeted in half. So I feel that they should have made enough money, but hey, they feel compelled to still publish some news here, and that is okay. I mean, they can do it anyhow. So I am stuck in this position, and this is where you can imagine I am in a larger drawdown. So what I need to do right now, this is what you see here already, I need to first of all work my break even all the way down by actually doing dollar cost averaging. I explained this in another video. I think the video is called Flying Rescue Missions, and I'll link to it in the description. This is where you see exactly what is happening there and what I'm doing. And so right now I sold some more puts, trying to bring down my cost basis from 2150 to 1870, then to 16. And what I'm hoping for, and this is a part of this strategy, is that I am getting a quick bounce. Now, absolute full disclaimer. What happened here with Ride, to be honest, why I got into this is because I was getting greedy. And this is where, trust me, I've been trading now for more than 20 years. And even after this, I love money. I saw a lot of premium on Ride, and I got blinded by the premium, and I thought, you know what? It's a solid company based on the research that I did, and obviously I'm not as good as Hindenburg Research, right? Or Hindenburg, I don't know what the company is called, if it's called Hindenburg Research, or doesn't really matter. So obviously they're doing a much better job than I did on this one, and this could be the one trade out of, I believe now close to 150 trades where I have to take a loss. So it happens. Losses, as I said, losses are part of the business, and never let greed get into your way. Anyhow, so you could have a large drawdown. So here with this, you need a minimum of, I would say, $10,000 in cash, and you have to put it into a margin account so that you get $20,000 in buying power. And if you're trading an IRA, you need at least $20,000 in your IRA, because in an IRA, you don't get any buying power. Anyhow, so this is what you need here. And then for this strategy, right, you need probably also 15 to 30 minutes per day. And you need it, I think the best time to trade this strategy is during the open. So this means from 9:30 to, I want to say, 10 a.m. and this would be Eastern time. So this is, I mean, again, based on my experience, based on how I'm trading it. So let's actually talk for a moment, since we now talked about the strategy, and this is where I say, you know what, this might be for you, it might not be for you. I mean, if you've been following me for a while, then you know I'm not standing here or sitting here and telling you, you have to trade this way. My trading strategies are the best. I would never do it, because they might fit your style and they might not fit your style, which is absolutely fine. However, if you choose to trade these trading strategies, this is where I believe that I have the best tool in the world for trading these strategies. And the reason why I say this, and yes, I'm absolutely biased, but the tool that I have here is the PowerX Optimizer. And here is why I think that this is the absolute best tool for it, because this software has been programmed for these two strategies specifically. Now, if you look at any other tools, for example, if you look at a TradingView here, right? I mean, TradingView is a software with which you can do some back testing, with which you can look at charts here, analyze charts, and they have tons of indicators. So if you look at the indicators here, there are all the built-ins. Yeah, you have dozens and dozens and dozens and hundreds of indicators. I believe. It could be hundreds of indicators, right? So first of all, this software I feel is very complex to learn because you have multiple functions, and it basically allows you to trade any trading strategy. Whether you use a moving average strategy, you can trade it with it, or you're using a MACD strategy, you can trade with it, or you're using Bollinger Bands, you can trade it with it. So, but you see, especially with the PowerX Optimizer, it has been designed to support these two strategies. And the first strategy that it is supporting is the PowerX strategy, and this is where it shows you exactly the three things that you need to know when you have a strategy, right? So it tells you exactly what to trade, it tells you exactly when to enter, and it tells you exactly when to exit. I'm using this tool every day. I could not trade without the tool. I want to be absolutely honest. If you would take PowerX Optimizer away from me, even though I know these two trading strategies inside out, I mean, I've been trading these strategies for a long time, and I know them by heart. I know the exact rules. But for me, it would be super difficult to find the best stocks to trade. And the other super important thing that PowerX Optimizer does is that it actually tells me what would have happened in the past if I had traded this particular stock, Groupon here, for example, according to the rules of the PowerX strategy. I would have made 172% ROI, return on investment. I would have had 10 wins, 8 losses. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and I want to tell you why this is so important to me. It is important to me because it gives me more confidence. Now, I did not take all of these trades. And you see, this is where we have the trading report. And now I zoomed in a little bit too much because I wanted to show you how cool all the numbers are. But here's the trading report. And the trading report basically tells you if you had followed the rules of the PowerX strategy, what would have happened over the past year if you had traded Groupon. And this is where I see here the summary. That's where I zoom in here again a little bit, where you see it shows me actually the ROI. It shows me how many winning trades and losing trades I had. What is the winning percentage, the profit factor, the average win and the average loss. And this here is based on a $10,000 account. So see, if you have a $10,000 account and your average loss is $122, I mean, you'll be fine, right? I mean, you're not wiping out your account. So let me just tell you of what is important to me in a tool. So first of all, what I want to have is a powerful scanner, because here's what the scanner does. A scanner tells me what to trade. And I'll show you this here in a moment also for the wheel strategy. Now, the second thing is I want to see what would have happened if I traded this stock with this strategy. This for me is super important. And then of course I want to get all the important data for trading, and this means I want to know how many stocks or options should I trade, when to enter, when to exit. Okay, so these are the important things. And this is, of course, combined with what can I expect from this trade. And this is where, as an example here, it's so important that I see the risk and reward ratio. So here, for this particular trade that I picked Groupon, I can expect to risk $1 and trying to make $2.33. Now let me ask you, does this sound good? Well, I mean, does this sound good to you if you're risking $1 trying to make $2.33? And again, this is winning and losing trades combined, and I think this is actually very, very powerful. Okay, anyhow, then also, if we're going back here, I have the wheel calculator and the wheel scanner, right? The wheel scanner that shows me what are the best candidates for the wheel right now. For example, Etsy. Great trade. I mean, markets are just closed, but then I see the important data that I need as a trader. So this is where it's super important to have the right tools. And for me, this is the PowerX Optimizer. I'm actually super excited because we are about to release version 2.0 of the PowerX Optimizer. I'm giving you right now a very quick glance, and in the next Coffee with Markus, I'll show it to you in more detail. Okay, so promise. Let me just switch over here so that you see what it looks like. So very brief sneak peek. Let me just make sure that I'm bringing it up here before I'm sharing my screen. And hold on. Okay. I just need to log in. Okay. Very cool. And then I'll show you very briefly what it will look like. So here you go. This is PowerX Analyzer or PowerX Optimizer 2.0. And as you can see, we distinguish between the PowerX strategy and the wheel strategy. Again, if you're interested in this, I'll be happy to give you a little bit more thorough walkthrough on Friday. So we're gonna do this in the next Coffee with Markus. So if you like this, then do me a favor and click on like, and also subscribe to this channel. This way you get notified when I release the new video, or when I'm actually going live, so that you can be part of this live show. Now in a moment I'm taking your questions. I just wanted to wrap it up here because I think it's very, very important. So we talked about a little bit earlier of why 90% of traders lose money and they fail, right? And this is where we go back to my beautiful drawing here that I will try to magically insert into this document. And if you want, I'll be happy to give you the notes. Nicole, if you could post it here in the description, maybe in the description or in the chat of how people can get the notes if they wanted to. So what I need to do right now here is that I just need to save this file really quick. This way I can give it to you later. Okay, done, saved. So let's just see. I know that there's a bunch of questions, and I want to do my best here to go through your questions because I appreciate you being live here. Before we go to the questions, let me ask you, was this helpful at all, so that you understand what might be missing for you? If you are not as successful as you want to be, it might actually be one of these three elements. Either you don't have the right trading strategy, and this is where I go back to, right? There is no best trading strategy. Please understand. There is no best trading strategy. There's a trading strategy that works for you or it doesn't work for you, okay? Now this is where I tell you the two strategies that I have. I'm showing you the tool that I have, and I hope that you realize that there is losses are part of our business as traders. It's not always all good, even though by now for this year I realized more than $60,000 in profits. I just made some more money today. So since the last update that I gave you on Monday, I now crossed the 60,000. But I have two trades that are in trouble and I need to deal with them. So, and I am flying rescue missions. By the way, before we get to this, let me just make one very quick announcement. So here is a 30-second commercial. Since there is this rumor that 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days, I decided to do something special effective today. Effective today, the money back guarantee for the software, the PowerX Optimizer, which is the software that I personally use, and yes, it is available on my website, rockwelltrading.com. From today on, it will come with a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you recently invested in it, that is fine. We will extend it, of course, to you to the full 90 days because I want to make sure that you have a fair chance to actually make money with this tool and with this strategy. Also, right now through Sunday, we are running a special, and this is what I had up earlier. So if you go to rockwelltrading.com/2, number 2 spelled out, TWO, then you will see the special that we are running right now. And as part of the special, you will automatically get the version 2.0 whenever we are ready to release it, which I hope will be within a week or two. Okay, 30-second commercial over. Let's take a look at your questions. Good. So good to see everybody here. And we do have absolutely a few minutes. And if we don't get to your questions today, Robert just recently decided to join our mastermind. Robert from Germany, so good to see you here, and welcome and congratulations for being part of the mastermind. Another German in the house. Okay, anyhow, Giorgio from Rome, so good. Nathan is from Toronto, Canada. That is fantastic. And Desmond says another down day on the markets. Down days in the markets are actually great for trading the wheel strategy. So today there were many possibilities. You might have seen Square popped up, a great trade. Riot popped up, is another great trade that you could have taken today according to the wheel strategy. Now for me, I already have 5 positions in my account, so I'm not taking more than 5 positions, so I'm good for now. Okay, anyhow. Good. So David says, March has turned into a tough month. April should be good. This is what I said earlier. The mindset is there will be months that are more challenging, and there will be months where the market is just freely giving you money. And then there will be months, days, weeks, maybe a month where the market says, you know what? I think I've given you more than you deserve at this point. I want some of it back. And of course, it's not that the market says, I'll let you decide how much you want to give me back. No, the market decides for you. The market is always stronger. The market has its own mind, and this is important. After all these years, I've learned you gotta respect the market. You cannot argue with the market as much as a wand, right? And Twinscrew said, you can only win a llama race on a llama. That is very possible. Maybe a donkey race. Are there such things as donkey races? You can maybe win this on a llama. Anyhow, good. So let's see. There's a few other questions that I want to answer here. Des says, had a hard time finding some good puts to sell today for this week's expiry. Yeah, it's probably for next week. And again, keep in mind, next week is a short week. Next Friday is Good Friday, and the markets will be closed. This is why right now there's not much premium. Keep in mind that today is already Wednesday, right? And options that expire in 2 days, there's often not much premium left. So next week, the options will not expire on Friday because markets are closed. They will expire on Thursday, and therefore you should have some good opportunities for next week. Anyhow, what are you thinking for next week? Will the markets take a hit since it's the end of the quarter? You see, I do a stock market update every day. You can see it here on the channel. And my daughter actually says I should rename them in Markets with Markus, and I might do that. So I'll give you a brief 5-minute update. And the point is, we are still dealing with the flavor of the day. Right now, there's nothing for the markets to focus on. So they have been focusing over the past few weeks on the yield. Right now, they're focusing a little bit more on the coronavirus, right? But there's no major news coming out. So I don't have a crystal ball. This is where, let me just see if I find it here. My kids actually gave me this dice, right? Which says, roll this, that tells you exactly when to hold, when to buy, and when to sell. And I have this. This is what my kids made me as a present. Can't remember if it was for my birthday or for Father's Day. Anyhow, so I cannot predict the future, and this is what I do with my trading strategies. I react to what I see. I actually have this mug that says, trade what you see, not what you think. So I stopped thinking about it. Okay. Good. Anthony says, what account size good for the wheel strategy? On my $25,000 account, selling puts usually gets me $60 to $100. That is good. You see, you should aim for 30% per year, right? And this would be on the cash or also on the buying power. So if you do have a margin account, you would actually make 60% of your cash. And trust me, if you can make 60% per year, you are better than most hedge fund managers out there. And you will be in the top 10% of traders. You will not be in the 90% of traders that lose money. The most important thing are SRC profits. Systematic, repeatable, and consistent. Anyhow, good. Fernando says, is Tastyworks good as an international broker? Stay tuned. I have something for you probably as early as next week, where I have a really great brokerage for this. I'm right now just making sure that I'm testing everything thoroughly, and I will move my own accounts probably from Tastyworks and Interactive Brokers to that one. Right now I have accounts with Interactive Brokers and Tastyworks, but stay tuned for this one. Martha says, are you still trading binary options? No, I'm not. Right now I'm not. Okay. So Timothy says, how about rolling down when the current price under the strike to avoid exercise? If you want to avoid exercise, you could do this. So this is where it goes back to the trading strategies, right? And one of the trading strategies that I like to trade where I don't want to get assigned is Theta Kings. So Theta Kings is a trading strategy that I introduced almost a year ago, where I pretty much doubled an account in a matter of 6 to 8 weeks. Can't remember exactly how much it is. And with Theta Kings, you are actually, there we go, selling premium, and you don't want to get assigned. So this is when it might make sense. It might make sense to roll with this strategy. With the wheel strategy, right? I mean, with PowerX strategy, I'm never rolling because I'm buying options and not selling it. With the wheel strategy here, I'm selling options and I want to get assigned. But great question here. Great question. Okay, so Larry says, new member, first time commenting, Larry Williams. Good to have you here. What's the best strategy in an IRA with no margin and a minimum of 20,000 cash balance? Either way, you can trade the PowerX strategy or you can trade the wheel strategy. For the current market conditions, and let's just take a look at the current market conditions again. The current market conditions, we are not in a trending market. This here is the NASDAQ. The beginning of the year is right here. And as you can see, it has been super choppy, right? So overall, since the beginning of the year, we have just been going sideways in a choppy market. So right now, the wheel is the strategy that I trade the most. And this is where, yes, you can absolutely do it on 20,000. I think this is what I shared earlier. So minimum $10,000 cash that you get $20,000 buying power, or as you have in an IRA account where you cannot leverage it, this is where I use 20,000. So yeah, great question here. That actually worked. Okay. Good. So Kevin says, how can I get the notes? We are publishing it in an app that we have. So we have our own Rockwell Trading app, and it is available on your phone. If you go to rockwelltrading.com/app, you can get it there, and this is where you can download the notes. The app is free, so it's free to use, no problem. Just install it on your phone. And there we go. Okay, good. So let's see. Alan says, when you decide to take a loss, it really depends on the trading strategy. So for example, this is where we go back. When I trade the PowerX strategy, this is when I like to limit my loss to 2%. So I'm using a 2% stop loss, and it is 2% of your account. So therefore, it's fairly quickly here that you get out of a trade if it doesn't work. With the wheel strategy, this is why I said you could have a large drawdown. So here, I'm waiting for the stock to bounce back at least a little bit. I don't expect it to go all the way up, but here with Ride, for example, I'm working my way down with lowering the cost basis until a small pop is enough to actually get me out of this trade at break even or with a small loss. So I might be in this trade for the next few weeks, worst case for the next few months, but that is okay. I have enough other positions that are making me money in between. Anyhow, Wraps up today's Coffee with Markus. On Friday, I will show you more of a preview of Power X20. If you would like to take advantage of the special that we have right now, go to rockwelltrading.com/2. If you found this video helpful, please share it. Share it with anybody who you think might find this helpful, especially if you know somebody who's currently losing money with trading, because hopefully this video will help them to overcome whatever is making them lose money right now and start making money. Anyhow, I'll see you in the next Coffee with Markus, and until then, have a terrific day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.